An unspecified number of people were on Saturday morning reportedly killed in two villages of Mango local government area of Plateau State following a clash between soldiers and gunmen in the area. The latest incident is coming hours after Governor Caleb Mutfwang reviewed the 24-hour curfew earlier imposed in the area from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Reports say about 30 of the gunmen were said to have been killed, while some soldiers were also injured during the attacks on Guru and Chop villages. A security operative who craved anonymity said the incident occurred between 7 to 7:30 a.m. when the gunmen came in their numbers and started attacking some communities along Gindri Road. Spokesperson of Operation Safe Haven, a multi-security task force maintaining peace in the area, is yet to confirm the incident. Troops of 6th Brigade Jalingo on Friday night engaged bandits in a fierce battle in a local government area of Taraba State and recovered some weapons. The Brigade Public Relations Officer, Olabubon Dunde Oni, disclosed this in a statement on Saturday in Jalingo. Oni in the statement stated that the attack occurred following the sound of gunshots near a disputed land. He said the troops exploited the area and recovered a cache of weapons which included 2 AK-47 rifles with 36 rounds of 7.62 mm special ammunition, 10 empty cases of 7.62 mm ammunition, 1 double-barrel rifle, 1 single-barrel rifle with 14 live cartridges. He also said the encounter served as a testament to the unwavering commitment of the military in maintaining peace and security in the state. Still in security, troops of the Joint Task Force Operation Hadarindaji have arrested 3 suspected gun runners in Zamfara State. It was guarded that one of the suspects, Aminu Ibrahim, is alleged to be the People's Democratic Party PDP Ward Chairman in Shinkafi local government area of the state. A military intelligence source in the state said Ibrahim, with his accomplices known as Musa Usman Sheun and Issa Mohammed, were arrested on Monday. Aminu Ibrahim and Issa Mohammed were apprehended at Shinkafi on 22nd January 2024, and the sum of 2,580,000 naira, 1 Volkswagen wagon, 3 mobile phones, and other items recovered from them. A preliminary investigation revealed that the money recovered from the suspects was for the exchange of assorted weapons at the border in Sokoto State. The Katsina State Police Command has foiled a kidnap attempt in community, neutralized the suspected bandit and recovered a general-purpose machine gun. The operation, led by the Dandume Divisional Police Officer and bolstered by personnel from Operations Sharandaji and Restore Peace, took place on January 25, 2024, around 7:30 p.m. A police statement on Friday said a fierce gun battle ensued after police operatives intercepted the criminals, forcing the bandits to retreat and thwart their kidnapping mission. The statement said a body of 1 suspected bandit as well as a general-purpose machine gun loaded with 27 rounds of 94.5 mm live ammunition were recovered from the area. Katsina State Commissioner of Police Aliyu Abubakar Musa commended the officers involved in the operation. He praised their bravery, dedication and professionalism, emphasizing their key role in protecting the lives and property of the community. Still in security, but in Ogun State, the police has said it is on the trail of the abductors of the Lagos State Chapter Chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Philip Ivoji, who was kidnapped along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. The Commissioner of Police in Ogun State, Abiodun Alamutu, who stated this while speaking with newsmen in Abeokuta on Friday, recalled that Ivoji was abducted by yet-to-be-identified persons on Thursday evening. He was abducted at the Ogere axis of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway alongside 9 other party members who were with him. They were said to be returning from the party stakeholder zonal caucus meeting held in Ibadan when they were abducted. Alamutu was sure that the police would catch up with the abductors of the party chieftain, added that the police had engaged the gunmen in a gun duel, which forced the abductors to release 9 of the abducted while the PDP chairman was taken away. The Deputy Vice Chancellor of the Abia State University, Uturu, Professor Godwin Emezue, was on Friday abducted by hoodlums in Umueku Amachara, Umahelo South local government area of the state. In a statement, the Public Relations Officer of the Abia State Police Command, ASP Maureen Chinaka, said the DVC was abducted while he was purchasing fuel at the petrol station in company of his wife. She said the hoodlums confiscated the victim's wife's ATM card, dragged the Deputy Vice Chancellor into a Lexus SUV. The PPRO said the command is deploying resources and assets, including intelligence and technical aid, towards the safe rescue of the victim from his captors. The police urged residents of the state to remain calm and continue their legitimate activities while maintaining vigilance and being security conscious. The command further appealed for the cooperation of the public, especially by way of providing useful information that could lead to the safe release of the victim in particular, as well as improved security across the state. The Nigerian military says it remains committed to improving the security, safety and protection of lives and properties of Nigerians, despite allegations of bias and unprofessional conduct in some quarters by religious organizations. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, in an exclusive interview with Trust TV, says despite the overwhelming challenges of limited resources impacting the performance of the military, Nigerians should remain hopeful and supportive of victory against banditry and all forms of insecurity in the country. Here's that report.
The Nigerian Army has been at the center of the fight against the growing scourge of insecurity across Nigeria, with multiple operations across the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory. The military, over the recent weeks, has been at the receiving end of public scrutiny over the Tudunbiri bombings and the recurrent violent attacks in Plateau State. The Chief of Defense Staff, while acknowledging the commitment of the Nigerian Army towards improving national security, doubled down on the neutrality and professionalism of the Nigerian military in safeguarding the country.
If both sides are accusing the army, which means the army has been neutral, that it's worse if one side is saying the army is on its own side. What the armed forces is trained for is to be impartial, and that's what we do wherever we operate. And that's why it's important for people to understand that we are duty bound to ensure that there is peace wherever we are. When the incident started, the military got in and we're trying to make sure that both sides are kept apart. Good people must join hands to fight evil. The mistake we think is it is only the military should do it. No. Let me tell you a shocking thing. Who are the people funding those guys? Who are the people giving them money? Who are the people giving them logistics to work? People are trading with them.
And information.
And all, there are people, immediately troops spots here, people call them and tell them these troops are here, they are this number with so many number of vehicles. There are people that do that. That's their business. But and you make good money. We needed some weapons, equipments. The president has approved some funds. We're waiting to, once we're able to get them, we're able to deploy. We have extended our operations, have started fully. We're doing that. But our appeal to Nigerians is, first, please don't demoralize our troops. They are doing so much. I wish we can take them around to see what the troops are going through.
On the Tudunbiri investigations by the military, General C.G. Musa says the findings will be made public when the processes have been concluded, as he calls for public support to motivate the Nigerian Army to deliver on its mandate.
The investigation is going on. We don't want to rush them so that they don't oversee anything.
Is there a timeline?
Yeah, very soon. You get.
Soon is in.
I can assure you that once it is ready, it will be the details will be announced. It will be published, so there is nothing to hide. It is difficult for us to do the fighting, and we're coming out again doing the talking. You know, people tend not to believe what we're saying. But the good thing is that, one, I'm sure the Nigerians have now seen that we have an armed forces that is sincere. I mean, we're sincere in all we do. When we make mistakes, we own up.
The full 30 minutes exclusive interview with the Nigerian Chief of Defense Staff will air on Monday, January 29 at 7:30 p.m. on Trust TV. Abdullahi Ahmed, Trust TV News.
For more of that insightful interview, please make a date in your calendar. Now, the Nigerian Air Force has accepted responsibility for the January 2023 airstrike that killed 37 herders alongside their livestock in the Rukubi community of Doma local government area of Nasarawa State. The Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, who visited Nasarawa State on Friday alongside senior officials of the Air Force, paid a courtesy call to Governor Abdullahi Sule following findings of the review committee on the airstrike. The Air Chief maintained that the action was not deliberate. Governor Abdullahi Sule appreciated the Air Force for their efforts in ensuring peace in the state, especially in the eastern part of the state. While commending the Air Chief for putting a human face into the military operations, he revealed that the state has supported the victims in several ways since the incident occurred a year ago. He then proceeded to the palace of the Emir of Lafia, where he met with the affected persons and representatives of the Fulani groups, such as the Mieti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, MACBAN. The Emir of Lafia, CD Bagay, stated that the visit of the leadership of the Nigerian Air Force to the state brings to an end the remains of the incident. And away from security, the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, has suspended the permit of non-commercial flight PNCF of Martini Airline Services Limited following the crash landing of its private jet with 10 persons on board in Ibadan. Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection of NCAA, Michael Achimogo, said this in a statement via the organization's X handle. He said the suspension will subsist until it is concluded that the conditions of the PNCF were complied with by the private jet charter providers. Achimogu noted that this was in line with Section 32, subsection 4 of the Civil Aviation Act 2022. Meanwhile, a statement, the Director, Public Affairs and Consumer Protection, NSIB, Bimbo Oladeli, said investigation into the incident involving the Challenger 6013R aircraft had commenced. Oladiji also promised that the Bureau would release the preliminary report as soon as possible. This is the news update on Trust Television. Coming up after the break. Nigerians urged to preserve heritage through language promotion. More of this and more, do stay with us. Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. And if you're just joining us, this is a news update on Trust Television. Let's take a look at some of our top stories. Many feared dead as soldiers, gunmen clash hours after government relaxes 24 hours curfew in Mangu. And Air Force accepts responsibility for 2023 Nasarawa strike, commiserates with victims. Now to more news. Governor Umar Namadi of Jigawa State has restated the commitment of the government's position education in the state by covering the school registration fees, providing laptops and a substantial sum of 100,000 naira for 31 indigent law students. The package, amounting to 476,000 naira per student, serves as an investment in education and aims to empower the future legal minds of the state. Here's the report.
Governor Umar Namadi used the occasion to urge beneficiaries to be exemplary ambassadors of Jigawa State, emphasizing the significance of their role in contributing to the legal landscape.
Supporting these young men and women to pursue their educational career in the law school is a very big boost to our journey to a greater Jigawa. Because an educated society is a progressive society. We believe these young men and women, after finishing the law, they are law graduates. Now they are going into law school for the LLB. I am sure at the end of it, they will be greater citizens of Jigawa State.
The Commissioner for Justice echoed the governor's sentiments, highlighting the initiative as a crucial element of the government's comprehensive 12-point agenda. Fulfilling these promises underscores the state's dedication to empowering its youth and fostering a thriving intellectual environment, he said.
So, Your Excellency, I present you the students, and we do that with a symbolic presentation of the laptops, part of the packages we give for them, Your Excellency, in line with your promise of providing not only education, with a qualitative education and professional education to our TV youth. Your Excellency.
The grateful beneficiaries expressing their appreciation pledged to work diligently, recognizing the extraordinary gesture as a testament to the state government's commitment to education and citizens' development.
I want to express our gratitude to Almighty Allah for making this day a reality. Then to the Executive Governor of Jigawa State for showing his fatherly renounce and concern in approving all the privileges and the benefit to the Nigerian law school students. Nigerian law school students are entitled to a duly disbursed and released.
This act not only invested in individual education but also sowed the seeds for a brighter and more promising future for Jigawa State.
Over in Asaba, the Delta State capital, residents have advocated the need to promote the speaking of indigenous languages as well as passing them on to their children as a critical element in preserving cultural identity. They lamented that several languages are going extinct, hence the need to retrieve them as they represent values that make Nigerians unique as a people. Jonathan Awain has more.
Speaking with Trust TV, the residents harped on the need to promote indigenous languages and also devise a means of reinforcing them in the minds of the younger generation. They underscored the importance of safeguarding indigenous languages, especially those under the threat of extinction as a result of a lack of native speakers.
They must learn how to be speaking to their children in their mother tongue. When they speak to them, they try as much as they can for the children to respond in the mother tongue, because that will help them to grow in it.
An Ijaw man marrying a Calabar man. At the end of the day, you find out that the children may not understand any of the dialect except English. But if maybe they will inculcate those ideas into those children, they will take one from the other.
To a different tribe, that should not be a barrier for either the man or the wife to give the children one of the tribe. That is why I say the mother tongue is very important.
There's a need for parents to teach their children our language so that our language will not go into extinction.
While acknowledging that there is something special about the mother tongue, they said stakeholders must be intentional about drawing the world's attention to the loss of indigenous languages and the urgent need to preserve, revitalize, and celebrate them. They added that a child's first language is crucial to his or her identity, noting that sustaining such language will help the child to value his or her cultural heritage. Jonathan Awaye, Trust TV News, Asaba.
Away from Nigeria, a 6.1 magnitude earthquake hit southern Guatemala on Friday night, with officials reporting no casualties or material damage. The quake struck at 11:52 p.m., 7 kilometers from the town of Taxisco at a depth of 108 kilometers, according to the U.S. Geological Survey. Guatemala's Seismology Institute, which measured the tremor at 6.0, said it was felt in the south of the country as well as in the UNESCO World Heritage town of Antigua, Guatemala, 45 kilometers southwest of the capital, Guatemala City. Civil Protection spokesman Rodolfo Garcia told reporters that no casualties or damage have been reported so far. Authorities were monitoring the situation at the national level, he added. Guatemala is often hit by quakes due to its location at the point where the Caribbean and Cocos tectonic plates meet. According to the authorities, 90% of Guatemalan territory is prone to earthquakes. Aryna Sabalenka is the first player to win the women's singles title at the Australian Open for consecutive seasons since her compatriot Victoria Azarenka. She is the 9th player in the Open era to secure consecutive women's singles titles at the Australian Open after Margaret Court, Yvonne Goolagong, Steffi Graf, Monica Seles, Martina Hingis, Jennifer Capriati, Serena Williams, and Victoria Azarenka. Sabalenka is the second player over the last 3 seasons to secure a women's singles Grand Slam title without a single set dropped en route, after Ashley Barty did the same at the 2022 Australian Open. And finally, in sports, Napoli's president Aurelio De Laurentiis has confirmed Victor Osimhen will leave the club this summer. According to De Laurentiis, Osimhen will join either Real Madrid, PSG, or some Premier League team. The Super Eagles striker has been linked with a move away from Napoli for months now, despite signing a new contract with a release clause worth around £133 million, which is equivalent to around $44 million in December. After hinting his future lies away from the Serie A outfit, Napoli president Aurelio De Laurentiis has confirmed the 25-year-old will leave after this campaign ends. Osimhen joined Napoli from Lille in 2020 for a club record fee of €70 million, which rose to €80 million with add-ons. Since then, he has scored 67 goals in 119 matches, including 31 last season, and helped the club win their first Serie A title in 33 years in 2023. He's likely to go down as a club legend, and his departure will provide a huge financial boost for the Blues. And with that, we've come to the end of the news update at this hour. But before we go, don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms for news, programs, and documentary. On behalf of myself and the news team, thanks for watching.